Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us again on another episode of
Too much to say.
That's Your Host,
Anisa
and I'm your host,
Manal.
and we are here in our batis
Okay, wait.
because,
We gotta explain this. So
yes,
some
yes,
people call
yes,
it
hidiya
sheed,
dakan.
sheed or hidia dakan or abati, and it's this is what we wear when we're just at home chilling,
Yeah, so please don't
vibing.
come for us. We're not gonna go to a wedding with this. We're
Not
not
this
gonna
one.
go.
The
No, no,
wedding's the
not this
sparkly
one.
one.
This one is,
So
for
wait,
the.
this bottom part is the bati and the sheed, and then this part is like a hijab. It's called the garbasar. And to be honest, it's supposed to be on our heads.
Yeah, it's
when
supposed
you're
to
when you're
be.
outside, it goes on your head, but when you're chilling, it just goes on your shoulders. When you're in the house, it goes on
We
your
use it to
shoulders.
pray, to just hang around, in the house.
And it's comfy. And so we were like, one of the episodes, I was like, Manal, we got to get comfy. Because, we're in our own space.
Yes.
It's our own vibe. So, and side note, I had one of the clients I work with, one of the families, the little boy was like, I came into the house.
Oh,
And
yeah, Gabriella.
they don't call me Miss Anisa. They call me Anisa, or they call me whatever they want to call me. But then he was like, "You don't look like an Anisa. Your new name is Gabriella."
Gabriella.
And I was
And
like, "Why?" He was like, "You just look like a Gabriella." And I was like, "So you don't see my culture?" And I called him out. I was like, "But they don't know my culture." So,
But you know what goes back?
Yeah.
We talked about something like this, like way back, where it's like I don't think we share our culture, where
we
came,
don't.
where we come from.
Honestly.
Often, I don't think people see that. I think
No.
we've just kind of adjusted.
Adjusted. A lot of people have said to me like, "This is the first time that they've heard me like speak Somali."
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, first of all, they were like, we didn't know she was Somali. Sometimes people have come to us and were like, we don't even know she's Somali until she starts talking.
Surprise.
And I'm like, yep. And then this is the first time that they hear me literally talking Somali.
Yeah.
And I was like, at the end, alhamdulillah, we're so blessed to like be able to have a culture at home.
Alhamdulillah.
And so sometimes we just gotta
And it's so full.
represent. It's full.
We have a full
We
culture.
gotta represent. Okay, Manal. What would you do if your son was at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry and the only way to feed him is to sleep with him? Okay. Why we broke into that song is because every time I see what
why
would
did you
do,
break into that song? There's no we
every
in this.
time I see what would you do, I always get into that song.
I know, but
Every time. But Manal,
I wouldn't do it.
hypotheticals of the hypotheticals, because I live in a hypothetical world most of the time. What would you do if you had a deadline? Okay, so you've got an important project that's due tomorrow, but instead of getting the work done, you decide to binge watch and finish your favorite series. What are you doing?
Can you ask me again?
So you have an important project due tomorrow, right?
Which I do.
Wait,
Yes.
do you want to finish?
No. Please go ahead. It's fine. This is how you wear it. I was just showing you guys how to wear it. Good.
You have an important project that's due tomorrow, okay? And your clients are like, we need it tomorrow, we need it delivered, blah, blah, blah. But instead of like finishing it, you just kind of go and you binge watch your favorite series. Is this something that you would do? But what would you do if that was something you saw like me doing, or if that was the case?
Would it be something normal that we would experience 100%? Like, could it happen to me, or could it happen to you? For sure. Has it happened to me? Nothing with that urgency. If it's something that's urgent that has to be delivered right away, it's definitely...
We're not binge watching nothing.
No, we're not going to be watching nothing because it pays, our job pays the bills.
Literally.
But I would say, and I think, and I don't want to go too deep because I know the rest of the episode has a lot of other like parts where we're going to be discussing this, but I just feel like dividing your day and your life into different compartments where it's like a personal, it's like, work, and creating like reward systems. So it's like, I'll finish this. Let me get this part done for work. And then once I'm done with this, I'll do X, Y, and Z. I think just dividing the time, there are a lot of apps. I use them. I used to be a procrastinator, but now I've done that. And I've used like certain apps to kind of help me. I've also self-diagnosed myself with many, many things. And forget about the self-diagnosis. It's just like being aware and like acknowledging like the challenge that I'm having, because in that moment I'm overwhelmed with information and overwhelmed with responsibilities that my brain is like, we can't deal with it. Stop. So that's
It becomes a
That's the translation. Yeah, it translates into procrastination. So I would just say divide the day into parts where it's like personal and work,
what's urgent and needs to
right,
get
and
done.
urgent.
Yeah.
And then don't mix, like, weekends do not work, because that's what happens. Then you lose out on your you time.
I love that. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Do you want to do the cleaning?
Yes, the cleaning conundrum. You promise yourself to start studying, but you suddenly feel the urge to clean the entire house.
First of all, I'm gonna study before I clean the entire house. I don't think that would ever like work for me. I would just get what I need to get done. Because my thing is like I have like this annoyance where something has to get done. I'm not at peace until the thing has to get done. So no, I wouldn't clean
You
the
would
house.
just finish the
I'll just
studying
finish the
first.
studying,
Yeah.
Okay, the snack attack. You need to write a report, but you keep making snacks and wandering into the kitchen.
What? You need to write a report, but you keep making snacks and wandering into the kitchen. Put the damn snacks next to you.
You would do that though.
I would.
You would
I
go
would
in the
not
kitchen.
keep leaving. No. The thing is, for me, and like, if you've known me for a long time, once I focus, and like, it's almost like fishing. You keep fishing. And then once that I catch that fish, that's it. Until that fish comes to me, I'm rolling it. So I would not. I would be in full focus mode. But I keep my snacks around me. I'm not going back and forth. It's exhausting. All right. The social media spiral. You need to prepare for a presentation, but you find yourself scrolling through social media for hours. That could happen.
Let me tell you when it happens. First of all, I don't really scroll social media for hours. I get annoyed real quick, so I log out, and I don't always have data. So even if I wanted to, I can't. But when I am putting something off, my biggest issue isn't even social media, it's music. I'll go into YouTube and I'll find like new songs, and I'll be listening to new songs, and that's my
your thing.
That's my thing. Last one, the ultimate distraction. You have a workout planned, but you get sidetracked by organizing your closet. What would you do? That's very much.
No. So here's the thing. We're talking about a workout plan and getting sidetracked by going organize your closet.
On your way out, let's say you're going through your closet and you're looking for your workout clothes. You find the clothes you're supposed to be wearing, and then you're like, I might as well reorganize it, and then you miss your whole workout because you're reorganizing the closet. Is that likely to happen with you?
That is. But so the way I avoided it though was because I prefer to work to try and remember how I got out of it. So as the day goes, we find excuses and things will pop up. So your closet, your work that you didn't finish, or like a hangout with friends. Oh my God, I forgot to call so-and-so back. You will get distracted through the day with things that will derail you from doing the thing that you plan to do. So in my opinion, that's why I feel like because based off of the question, you have a workout plan. I would just make my workout, which I did, like at 5 a.m. Get it out of the way, no excuses.
All the way out the way. Yeah.
All the way out of the way. And that's a trick. It's like how to gain the extra hour in the day. You start your day early, you win an extra hour in the day. So you don't, it's like literally an hour you don't have to worry about for the next, like it's done. Then you can do your closet. It's fine. Call your friends.
Find the closet.
Find the closet.
Find it. Run it back. Do what you need to do.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. All right. So Manal, question of the week, because question of the week because we talked about it a little bit in our little first "What Would You Do" segment. Have you suffered from procrastination? And if so, how do you deal with it? So for those who don't know what procrastination is, because some people might not know what it is, it's when you delay something time and time again. You know you're supposed to get this thing done, but you're constantly delaying it. And you don't have a real reason for it. It's just you delay it, right? And sometimes it's so embedded in people's like routine that they don't even know that what they're doing is procrastinating it. A lot of people have now called it like, oh, but I work best under pressure. That's not a thing. But that's not okay to be like that. No. It's not okay to leave things to the last minute and then get it done. And yeah, of course it's going to look amazing because if you focused in the last minute to get it done. But if you focused in the first moment to get it done, it would have been good too. right?
Right. Yeah.
The similarity between both of them is the fact that you focused. So you can't be like, oh, but I work best under pressure when all you needed to do was focus, you know? So
But I think, but for someone that was struggling a lot with procrastination, that term itself, like to, it's kind of like when someone is anxious, say, don't be anxious, like to be
calm
like,
down.
to say focus.
Yeah.
My God, that's like the worst thing. It's like, oh God, focus with me. Here I am, like I'm here, like listen to me. You know, listen to me intently, like do active listening. It's difficult. Some
very
people really
difficult.
struggle with that.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I think procrastination is like, yes, a lot of my great work has come out of procrastination. But what happens eventually after that is then I get the anxiety and then I get the panic attacks because the things that I needed to get done won't work. It really is acknowledging everything we talk about. I feel like it's like acknowledging what it is that you're going through, knowing that a lot of the times I know I'm procrastinating. But what I do is, for example, when we were getting ready and you were on the way, I was like, okay, I'm normally a little bit late. So when I say I'll give myself an hour, this time I'm going to give myself 2 hours, right? Because I know I'm going to get up an hour and then like kind of take my time and whatever. But so I would say like give myself 2 hours. So it's like knowing yourself and meeting yourself where you're at and then just taking it for that, but not forcing yourself because people will be like, focus, you're not listening, you're not actively listening, you're not. It's that's difficult.
It's very difficult because you're not letting someone like sit in the fact that this could be a difficult
This is difficult
situation for them, and it could be a symptom of an underlying issue. A lot of people don't know that procrastination or the delaying.
It's also trauma
of things
response. Yeah,
could be a trauma response. Could be a symptom of ADHD, autism. It could also be a symptom of depression, high functioning depression.
Absolutely.
And so it's like you don't know. So I think one of the things that people are struggling with these days, and it's been like a big thing, is like the lack of like responding to messages on a timely manner. I've been struggling with it myself. I used to always be like, oh, I'm going to reply. I see the message immediately. If it's on my phone, I'm replying. But nowadays, it's like, okay, I'll get back to that. I'm in a meeting. I'm recording a podcast. I'm doing something. I'll get back to it. But because it's not in the first, 5 messages or whatever messages that I can see, it's not something that I'm replying to immediately. And I was telling my friend, like I saw her 6 weeks. It took me 6 weeks to reply to her message. But I'd seen her in between, and I was like, Wallah, I love you, and I'm so sorry, but it's all love. I'll get back to you. And I always say, like, if I don't reply on message, if it's urgent, call me. But then even calling, I might not even reply. So it's like a thing that I'm processing. Because it's a new thing
but
for
I'll tell
me.
you how to change it.
But it's a new thing for me.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I think I have to talk on it on here, but I have to talk about it in general because it's like people have access to us now, whether it's on social media, whether it's any type of platform, people have like this access. And it's like because we carry this, it's like this whole thing of like, well, you should be replying. Like you have to reply. And it's like, well, actually, do I have the emotional bandwidth or capacity to reply? My social anxiety and not even social anxiety, but my social energy is drained. And to now have to have a conversation with you, and not even just that, to have a conversation with you in different, like sometimes I have to have a conversation with somebody here, or then I have to call somebody and have a conversation with somebody in America, or my mom in London, or somebody else in Africa. It's like, the time zones then I have to deal with, which is like draining, And so
I think
I'm sorry, guys, but if I don't reply, I love you.
I know, but I will say this because this is coming from also someone that's very dear to me, and I think because like I love like self-reflecting as much as I understand like that's something that's very very true and very honest. Like at the same time, I think we have to be careful about how it also affects our relationships and like friendships sometimes. And like our work. I am a severe procrastinator, and I did that with one of our good friends that you were with her a few days ago. And because, I can't explain it. Or I did it with one of my other friends. One of her parents passed away, and I just system shut down. I left that friendship. Yeah, I couldn't call because, I lost my dad, lost my grandparents. Like there was a lot of death that I saw. I didn't know, but they don't know that. So when I go back
for
to
a moment, and can we talk about system failure? Or why we do
system failure. System failure.
So me and Manal
system failure.
Me, when I have this thing where we're having a conversation and like I love this about us, when she literally is processing something, this
system
voice comes
error
out and this
404.
character, and she's like,
Please try to reset the system again. System failure. No, but I was saying like it's and
yeah,
I feel
sometimes,
bad
yeah,
because they're friendships that were good friendships, but I lost them because I didn't. So we have
wasn't
to
there.
this I will say I've had to work on it,
Mm.
and for me I've even had to say I'm sorry I can't respond right now.
No, yeah, that's that. But
I'm
literally,
sorry,
that's
even
where I'm
that
at.
itself is like, I'm sorry I can't respond right now. I'm going through a lot. Be honest, be transparent, and say, I will get back to you when I hear. And you know what? Over time, my friendship has been like that. But it's like the same
Yeah.
thing with us.
Oh,
You'll be
yeah.
like, sorry, babe,
Girl.
long day. I'll call you later.
Yeah, literally, our
And
phone
that's
calls after
perfect.
12 a.m.
Yeah.
But babe, but here's the thing: it's either one. For me, it's one or the other. It's either you've got me and I'm replying instantaneously, no shame, double texting, all of that, or it's 3 to 6 business weeks. But I don't. There's no in between, and
Business
this
weeks
is where
wild. She didn't even say weekends. Business weeks. It's
really
working
bad.
out.
To the point where it says the date. It doesn't even say yesterday or the day before. It says the date by the time I'm replying. It's ridiculous. Anyway, my friend was making me laugh because I was like, I'm just waiting for this one message. She goes, haha, finally. You are now in a position where you're waiting for a message. She goes, you see, it's not nice, is it? And I'm like, it's out of love, but it was like, it's true. I don't like the feeling if I've messaged someone and they haven't replied, especially if I'm waiting for them to reply. But then at the same time, it's like when it's me doing it, there's ample reason. It's like I'm doing A, B, C, D, and I'm not even replying. Hoyo, my mom, you know what she does now, haram, and I feel so guilty. She'll WhatsApp me and she'll say something on one phone, and she has 3 phones. She'll WhatsApp me from she's gangster. She'll WhatsApp me from another one, and then she'll call me from the third one, like within 5 minutes. Because for her, it's like there's no way you're not answering any of. And then I will literally be like, Mama, I'm doing A, B, and C. I'll call you back, Mama. And I have to. And it's like even she's picked up on the fact that I'm like not replying.
Yeah, but now, so we know the issue. The issue is that we're emotionally, we're exhausted. It's actually, it's again, this has a lot to do with like different experiences, like trauma. Trauma could be anything. Could be a job you lost. Could be any experience, a friendship. It could be anything. But it's also like that, expectation that people have of us, and knowing that we're accessible, like you're saying.
The access. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, because you could be next to your phone. But I will say it is
right
something.
now our phones are with us, right? But mine's on airplane mode. Well, 99.9% of the time my phone is also on do not disturb. That's another problem.
I mean, look, there's nothing wrong
If I
with you
reply
setting
back
your
to you-
boundaries, but like, there's nothing wrong with you setting your boundaries. But like the response time, I do think we can. I'm not. I have the same issue, by the
specific
way.
people.
I have not as often as I did before,
Ha.
because I was told. My friend was like, I didn't feel like you were there for me,
Hold on, I'm so sorry. babe.
and I didn't feel like I knew what you were going through.
Yeah.
And so neither one of us can understand each other, but you didn't let me in, so you
Right,
can't.
how would I have known?
You couldn't. How would I've known?
Yeah.
So I think let's keep it. Let's try to do better. Let's at least communicate that I am going through some things. I don't have the bandwidth to respond in time.
And for us to be okay with that, you know, for us to be like accepting of that. So I know we kind of like sidetracked into one specific area, but in general, I think when it comes to procrastination, like you said, I think being active, making a plan and doing things and being intentional about the way you do things is important, I think. But also for me personally, I found that I don't really want to say this, but like I found that like I have to get out of like survivor mode with things, because procrastination for me is connected to the trauma of like getting things done and not being, you know, I don't mean to laugh. This is a nervous laugh, but
No, I would say for me it would be dividing your time intentionally, and so you can be on do not disturb. You can turn your phone off. You can have a time where you have pictures. Sometimes, like in the evening, I'll do my calls. I call you. I'll call my other friend, my couple of friends. I'll send my voice notes. I'll get it out there in the morning. I'll talk to my friends. And right there in the middle of the day, I'm working.
running around, yeah.
So, and I'm with the kids. I understood what the time blocks look like during the day.
And you see who's your morning friend, who's your night friend. I'm the night friend.
Yeah, there
so
you
we
go.
process to what to do. Yeah. And now we're gonna go into a dilemma.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, ladies. I am a 43-year-old man who's been struggling with making the women in my life happy. Whether it's my mother, my sister, or even my 11-year-old daughter, there's always something wrong that I need to fix. And even though I'm the provider and I enjoy looking after my family, it can sometimes drain me. Lately, I've been finding myself making excuses to stay late at work or take my time when running errands because I know that there will be something else to deal with. I really want my family to know that I love them, but I need some space. Some room to just relax and not have to always be doing something for someone. How do I have a conversation with my wife and mother about this where they don't feel like I am not being disrespectful to them?
Um,
Horta bal ilaahay
okay.
nin buu kaa dhigay. What would mom
Maya,
say?
haram, Maya. I think ilahi nimbuka dige for sure. This is not under
God
question,
made
I
you a
think.
man.
Yeah, but I mean that itself is a burden. I wouldn't say that. I would say,
What would Hoy say?
oh yeah, ilahi in orotso to go. What my mom would say, har to first to go. Ilahi to go, pray. Ilahi udawo. Because this burden that he's feeling is
The whispers of the shaitan.
is the whispers of the shaitan. Is so first pray, and I think he's overwhelmed. It's a bit sad, to be honest. I think he's
So
overwhelmed.
Hoya would say that for you. Hoya would say,
Hoya would say, so Hoya tuko,
should say go pray.
and I think my mom would probably advise him to travel with his wife alone,
Or
and take a break. Yeah, to take a
Hoya
break.
Hoya would say like Hoya waxay oran lahayd like horta ilaahay khayr ha ku siiyo. She'd be like Hoya war balkaalay. She'd be like come sit.
Because reerkiisu dhaqanaya.
Exactly. Hoya be like horta
Like-
ilaahay khayr ha ku siiyo. First of all, shout out to you. Ilaahay khayr ha ku siiyo, which means may Allah bless what you have. And reerkaada si fiican baa u dhaqanaysaa. Niman sidaadoo kale ma buuxaan. Ma badna.
Wow.
Ma badna niman sidaadoo kale laakiin waxaad reerka u sameynaysid iyo dadka u sameynaysid waa loo jeedaa, and we basically my mom would be like there's not many men around here like you, so with you know you're appreciated, especially if maybe it's because I know who the person is. They're in London and it's like not a normal thing. But the thing that I would say to him is like,
First of all, I love this topic because I love men, and I love open men, and I think men have had over time, like they've been forced to accept this huge responsibility without feeling. So
Yes.
provide, supply, take care,
yeah.
protect, nurture. Don't ever complain. Because a real man never complains. And so this really actually made my heart soft. I don't know if I...
No, I get
but
it.
it really... And I think it's about... I don't think you found joy. I
No.
think in the small things that you do, I think it's like finding joy at work, you know, finding joy outside. I think we forget to live. I think we forget to live with our spouse. I think we take the whole family as one big whole. We forget to date back again.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we forget to spend one-on-one times. We forget to be honest. We forget to be like vulnerable. You know, and I think it's really sad. And I don't think you should carry the burden of all your feelings alone. This is, I think, we've seen more increase in like these kind of feelings in
Do you
men.
have a cat hair on you?
I have cat hair on me. Sorry, guys. I have cats. But, you know, I have, I think, like, we've been seeing a lot more men coming out and saying,
Yeah.
I'm burnt out. I'm
Right.
tired.
I think what this man is saying is that he feels unappreciated. And I think what's crazy, especially in our community, I don't think we, like, appreciate men proudly and loudly. We're so quick to say what a man won't do. But sometimes they need to hear that they're appreciated, that they're loved, that we're grateful for what they do, what they bring to the
And
table.
I wonder if that's happening at home.
And I think
wonder
that's
if
not
that's what it
happening.
is.
So I think the
Because when you're
conversation...
constantly you're serving, and like your spouse or like your family member, your kids don't tell you, Baba, thank you. Or, you know, oh, thanks, honey. You know what I mean?
It's just that
you're not
assumption.
seen. Oh, God, that really hurt. But like constantly feeling like you're not seen, you're not heard. You're just a provider.
A thing, a bank
A
account.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
You just become...
I think the conversation that he needs to have, our piece of advice, because I think me and Manal are both on the same level of opinion on this, but the advice that we would give to him is to have a conversation with your wife. I think the mother and the daughter are two separate things, right? So put them to the sides. But the conversation is the conversation that he would have with his wife, and just kind of reaffirm, like, hey, like, I love you. I love our family. I love what we've built. I'm grateful for this, but I just need a little bit of appreciation. And before, I'd even go like a step back, actually. Before he even has the conversation, I would ask him, like, what does he want in terms of, like, how does appreciation look like for him? Is it time, acts of service for him? Does he want something to be done for him? Does he want, some quality time with his family? Does he want a hug, a kiss, a form of, like, love?
This is another thing. Sorry, but like in a lot of our Somali families, affection is out of the window.
It's always out the window.
Speaking out and speaking up and like speaking about your emotions from both parties.
Side note, I never grew up with like no affection with my brothers and stuff, but I realized outside of my family that was a different thing. Like, my brothers would hug me and kiss me, but they'd also beat the hell out of me if I did something wrong. Like, I grew up in a very affectionate, like, touchy kind of, I know it sounds crazy, but like, we like showed each other that, like, we loved each other. We gave each other hugs.
No, it's not weird.
We grew up and it was like, don't touch me, or whatever, because I'm an adult now. But like I saw a lot of that, and my mom, like, was very big on, like, my brothers being able to express love.
I think
love.
that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen frequently. And I've had many conversations with, like, good friends or family members that are men and that are unable to, like, share that or, like, even receive affection, because it's like that's not something. It's like normal, foreign,
or so foreign to them.
It's so foreign to them for either them to show or for them to receive it. Whereas really, everybody needs it, and it's in the even the Prophet spoke about it. You know what I mean? And so you have to show affection.
Like, how does it look like? So what do you want? Like, do you want to be loved, shown that you're loved? Like, does he want his wife to show him that more, like, in terms of, like, hugs and kisses and that?
He has to find out what he wants, and what brings him that joy, and, like, what's his love language.
And if he doesn't know his love language, or if he doesn't know what he needs, it could be something as simple as, like, maybe I just want gratitude and appreciation. If he wants gifts, if he wants, like, just some relaxation, a massage, something to make him feel like he's appreciated. The thing is, and this is the key thing to these kind of conversations, he needs to have a conversation with his wife at the same level of understanding. Now, when I say this is a very key thing for me to say, because I've experienced this. When we go in, when something is lacking and we feel a type of way, we speak from a place of emotion, and we go into the conversation with, like, I need da 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 da. When reality is, if you go in and have a conversation with someone to their level of understanding, like, hey, diffuse the situation in the beginning. I'm not blaming you for anything. I want to express to you that this is how I've been feeling lately, and I've now had time to process what I've been feeling, and this is what I feel like I can now discuss with you the things that I feel like would help if we did A, B, and C to make me feel better. Now, that's better. That's a better That's a better way to say it than you're not doing this and this and this and this and this. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know if here in the language I feel like they're saying you're not doing this. I think he's just tired. He sounds like he's tired. He's like, I just need space. He sounds like he's about to blow up.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm like, I think he's not finding space, or he's not being heard. He's not being seen.
Absolutely.
He's not being appreciated.
I feel sad.
I agree with you about what you said. Oh my God, so sad. Like,
but it's like the conversation he does need to have a conversation with his wife, and I think because of this and where he's at, and I don't want him to blow up and be like,
this is the thing. Or even worse, if he hasn't already,
or even worse, he finds whatever's missing somewhere else. Moment of silence.
A moment of silence. I need a moment of silence. I need a moment of silence for this.
Because all of a sudden things change, because it's gonna be like,
because you need space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, before we get to that, again, approach your wife at her level of understanding, have a conversation, and come with a solution. And even if you don't have the solution,
before he approaches, you have to sit down with yourself, and, like, you have to self-reflect and find out. Listen, by the way, this is one-sided, huh? This
صح
is one-sided.
صح صح.
So this is assuming that your wife does not do X, Y, and Z, doesn't hear you, doesn't, because she could come if and be like, actually, every night I come and I show affection. His dinner is ready,
He's too
and
tired, he doesn't
and
want it.
he's just always so tired. He never wants to be home. He's always busy at work. So she could be. So if you need to be honest with yourself, and you need to be honest about what you're giving and what you would like to receive, and ask her as well what you're giving, what she's giving you, and what you want her to receive.
Yeah.
And
But I
even start with yourself and be like, I know I am lacking. That's the best conversations come with when you put it on yourself and you say, I know that I'm lacking X, Y, and Z. I'm lacking motivation. I feel like I need space. I don't feel like I've been the best husband.
See,
And then the other person puts their
you've
guard
come,
down, and then you know you meet in
and
like
you've
a
come
common
and you've
ground.
had a constructive conversation because you're speaking from a level of
Absolutely.
understanding, you know. But good luck, sir.
Good luck. We
Feel
wish you
free
all
to,
the best.
let us know how it all goes. But also shout out to him for actually asking the question.
I really appreciate that. I'm
Because
not
like
gonna
I
lie.
know our dilemmas and stuff are like women sending stuff in, but like shout out to the guys that sent it in. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
Okay, before we go,
100%.
Manal, what would be your tips to overcome procrastination? I know we shared a little bit before the dilemma, but I have like a fun one. I have one, girl, one. Pay yourself. When you finish a task, pay yourself. Why look at me?
Do I take credit card bills? Do I take a credit card payment?
I didn't say money. It could be pay yourself or something. Like I like treats. I like sweet
Ah,
treats.
like reward yourself.
Reward yourself.
Yeah, of course.
I
of
like
course.
a donut.
Yeah.
I love
This
a
is
cake.
the most, yeah.
And I'm like, Anisa, you did it.
You did it.
the
Good
laundry.
job. A sticker.
And a
Good
donut
job.
for you.
A car for you, and a car for you, and a car for you. Honestly, I've discovered an app. I'm not going to share it unless you guys want to sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
But I found an app that actually kind of helps. It helps you break down. So I had to pay for the rest of it. So like I didn't want to pay, but I did. When I understood it, when I saw it, I was like, oh,
this is what
now
you're
I
about to do?
understand.
Okay.
And that's where I got the idea of breaking the day down into blocks. Because remember, we talk about what I struggle with, like, you know, other things, like whether it's like, you know, sometimes if I'm thinking about other things, I'm not even like actively listening to you because I'm thinking about, oh, I didn't call this back, I didn't do this, I didn't prepare that, I didn't blah, blah, blah. Like earlier when we were talking on the phone and I was preparing something, it sounded like I wasn't listening. I told you all I heard was one thing, right? I told her, I said, all I heard was one thing because my
like
brain.
5 minutes and she goes, I just heard the last. I was like, it's fine. I'll repeat
This one part.
Yeah.
So I understand. And then I've also told me, and I told you, I said, you know what, look, drive safe. Let's talk when you get here. Like, so I've learned to be like, all right, this block until that starts, I'm not gonna worry about that until that starts. And then once that starts, then we'll be in full focus mode. And then I will worry about this.
I love that.
It's still work under progress.
No. But
It's
we're
in
getting
combination.
there. We're working on something.
It's in combination with, like, you know, allowing other people to behave and react however they want. That's not me. It's a part of like letting go of other people's expectations. My response time, my all, like whatever you're expecting from me, this is not really something I can do much about. This is the most I can do about it. Blocking the time that you have, and pray your 5 times a day. Because that itself, I know. Pray your 5 times a day because there's wisdom in the praying 5 times a day. You actually, it's like the meditation we speak about. Allah has given us these 5 prayers and said, stop doing what you're doing.
Takes 2 to 3
Focus.
minutes.
2-3 minutes, 5 times a day.
Nothing.
That's nothing.
In comparison to what
It's and then in those 2-3 minutes, even 5 minutes, you took a break from doing what you're doing.
And you prayed to the leader of all worlds.
Absolutely. So you're reducing your burnout for the day at least. You're calming your brain down. You're meditating. You're praying. You are completely. There's no social media. There's no nothing. There's no nothing.
Close all the tabs.
5 times for 2-3 minutes.
What is
phenomenal.
that? Nothing.
That's my best advice.
I love that. And I want to wrap that up with one final thing that someone said to me a while ago. And I just remembered when you were talking. She said to me, Anisa, when you procrastinate, you're not respecting your own time. When you procrastinate, you are not respecting your own time.
Agreed.
The same way you show up for work, for appointments, for other people, for this and that, you need to learn to show up for yourself. And the minute you start to do that, you have a whole different perspective on the respect that you have for yourself and the things that the outcome, the things that you end up doing. So now when I think about procrastination, I'm like, oh, Anisa, you're not respecting yourself. How can I expect others to respect me when I'm not respecting myself? That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
In conclusion,
I like in the conclusions of
I love our
conclusions.
topics. I'm not gonna lie, but I just love our topics because
love it.
also I feel like we're getting to know each other on like a different level. I can't bend over. And I love it because I feel like it gives us like some insight on
Absolutely.
and like I'm getting to know you. Just when you said that, I was like, she struggles with procrastination too. I was like, oh my god. It's not just me.
It's the biggest.
Yeah.
Not even just, but just the different pockets of it. But I do love the fact that, like, even though yes, we've been friends for years, and yes, we said let's sit down and do a podcast. We're still
Doing it.
getting to know each other and doing it at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
love
Like,
it.
I love the Somali Nimo. I
love it.
I think I want to do the parties. Like, I'll bring us parties. These are Manal's parties, so I'll bring us other ones next time.
Yeah.
And then we'll do.
Let us know if you would like to see us in more Bati.
And we'll do a day with actually the Dira. The Dira is the sparkling one that you see us wear to weddings. Or you could just see the ones that we wear to weddings. You wear to my wedding.
Maybe I'd wear a Guntino.
You wear a Guntino to my wedding?
Maybe I'll wear a Guntino.
I love that. We'll do a behind the scenes.
Google Guntino. Gontino.
Or they'll just see the pictures we take.
I mean, they will.
Vibes. I love this.
Anyways, I love this episode just like I love all our episodes. I love the topics that we talk about, and I love the questions and the dilemmas that get sent to us, and I love how
now people are actually sending
and like I love how we're allowed to be involved in other people's questions and like in their decision making. We really truly appreciate it. It's just
like we have too much to say, to be honest. Oh, I forgot to talk about something. This is really off topic. I actually went to see Trevor Noah. I went to the Trevor Noah. Can I
You
talk
went
about
to go see Trevor Noah?
I went to watch Trevor Noah. So he came to Abu Dhabi on the something of April. I can't remember. 26th of April. And I wasn't going to go because I was like, I've been to like 2 of his shows before. But because we're always talking about like, who would I love to meet? I ended up going. I went on a solo date. So I went by myself. But listen,
I caught the cat hair. Sorry.
You caught the cat hair? Finally.
Damn it.
So I went to see Trevor Noah on my own in Abu Dhabi, and it was the most funniest show I have ever been to. He was every level of hilarious. And what was funny is because I went by myself, I was just like surrounded by like couples and people and friends, whatever. And then there was this one guy that came and sat next to me, and he was there by himself too. And it was just like, it was me being out of my comfort zone, and like we just had the funnest night. I loved the Trevor Noah show. Like,
do
I
more
want him to come
things
back.
solo, guys.
Do more things solo. I also want Trevor Noah to come back to Abu Dhabi or Dubai.
Trevor, please
come on back. Tonight is, I think, Kevin Hart. Someone, I don't know. Yes, Kevin Hart tonight. But anyways, it was a vibe. So just wanted to say on the podcast that even though I always talk about meeting Trevor Noah, it's a semi-met him. I don't know. I went to a show. And then the next update will be like, oh, we did have that conversation. We did have that coffee and we spoke about life. And yay, full circle moment. So we're just bloop. Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching our episodes. Honestly, we appreciate everything. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe.
Hey.
And
thank you guys for listening. And that is it.